So when I was a kid, I remember having these crazy dreams. That's one thing I remember about my childhood, always having wild dreams, like things that you couldn't even imagine, like, dragons and my parents riding dirt bikes through the forest, so much crazy stuff. And it's like, I never knew where that energy was coming from or what they meant. I just felt this. From them dreams, I felt creative energy inside of me. But I didn't know what outlet or anything it would come out in. I did know that when I would watch TV and see commercials, they would be, kind of crazy, just like my dreams, especially when you watch Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. The commercials are kind of wacky, and I would just sit back like, well, I dream stuff crazier than this. I must be able to be a good marketing person. I think I could come up with them commercials. I could come up with those same ideas, but that still wasn't like an outlet for me to kind of get out this energy that I had inside of me. And so when I went to high school, my first outlet was music, and I love music. And music led me to, in college, starting a clothing line, which was another great outlet for me. Starting graphic design, marketing, being a businessman. A lot of the energy that I had inside of me, I just tried to use my clothing as an outlet, and music too, to just get this energy out. All of my ideas, anything that I ever want to do. I can be a businessman starting with me. I can be a marketing person starting with me. I can do graphic designs for my own stuff. So when I started my clothing line, I was empowered. It was like this self-empowerment thing. It was way bigger than the clothing. It was for me. It was me trying to express myself, still trying to figure out what this energy is inside of me, what it is, these dreams that I have, this place, this imaginary place where I see myself. Still, I'm just working through it, doing what I can to work through it. But it's so crazy because it wasn't until I got to photography, because the photos, photography, it started with me taking pictures for my clothing line, and starting off real small, very humble. And a few years later, I made my way to be a full-time photographer. And I always wonder, like, I never taken any class. Where does this come from? Kind of the same thing, like, where did those dreams come from? But it wasn't until I got deep into the photography that I realized, like, these are visions. The shots that I line up, they're God-given visions, and now that's what I realized, that's what that energy was. It was, God giving me visions and the creative energy. I just needed to find the outlet.